Lara is standing by for an update on this. Also joining us is Director General, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Muda Yusuf. Let me begin with you, Lara. What exactly is the way forward now? It appears there is a contention between the English and French-speaking African countries as regards ECO.
Well, the adoption of the ECO currency as a common currency in the West African sub-region is something that dates back, and what some of the modalities that was to be put in place by member nations before the adoption of that currency was that the countries involved were supposed to be at the same level of development, at least to an extent. But very many of those countries have yet to get to the same level of development for the currency to be adopted. So last year, their heads of states and governments took up a decision to adopt the currency this year. But in December, we saw the president of Ivory Coast, who also doubles as a chairman of the Monetary Union's authority, of the French-speaking countries' Monetary Union Authority, declaring that the French countries were going to adopt the currency, which means that they are moving ahead of the others. And so the West African Monetary Zone, which constitutes the Anglophone countries, and Guinea, which is a French country that is part of that monetary union, is saying that they will not allow France move ahead of French-speaking countries move ahead of the other African countries in the sub-region. They are saying that the issue of the ECO currency was a West African Monetary Zone's initiative in the first place, and the French-speaking countries want to move ahead of them, and they want to hold an extraordinary meeting to ensure that that does not happen. There's a roadmap.
All right, Lara, let me hold you very briefly to get an economic perception to this. Mr. Yusuf, is this about a region going ahead of others? What exactly is the economic implication of changing the CFA franc to ECO?
Well, there is no significant implication. For me, it's just a mere change of name. Before now we had the CFA, which is the CFA franc that has been used by the Francophone countries. And that was originally linked to the French, to the French currency. But now that France is already part of the EU. France now uses the euro. So I think it's only logical that they now link their own currency to the euro. As for changing the CFA to the ECO, I think it's like the Francophone countries are moving faster than the rest of the region as far as the adoption of the ECO is concerned. Because the original decision of the sub-region was to name the common currency ECO. So if any section of the region was going to adopt that name, I think it's only logical that everybody is carried along in adopting the use of the name ECO for the purposes of the common currency. And in any case, the convergence criteria, which has been set out by ECOWAS, is such a criteria that many countries have not even met. So it's still a big dream as far as I'm concerned. And I think there are more important issues to deal with as far as economic integration is concerned. The issue of the currency is about the least problem that you have as far as economic integration is concerned.
I get your point precise. Lara, you were at that meeting with ministers of finance ministers and central bank governors. What precisely is the finance minister saying would be that decision now when at the time when they're saying the action is not in line with the decision that has been made?
Would be, but they are to convene an extraordinary meeting of heads of states of West African Monetary Zones countries later this year, and we wait to see what their decision will be. But from the information we have, it's really an opportunity for the CFA countries, the French-speaking West African countries, to break away from the past. There are already moves by these countries to move their foreign reserves from the French central bank, and there are reports that this may affect the French economy. But we're hoping to see how everything pans out when the West African Monetary Zone's heads of government meet later on in the year.
Mr. Yusuf, this currency is expected to be issued by June. Just how much of economic integration is expected from this initiative?
Significant difference from what we have at the moment. At the moment, the Francophone countries are much more integrated than the Anglophone countries. because of the rallying force or the rallying factor of France. The same thing does not occur in the Anglophone country. And since they have been using a common currency before now, there's a change of name now to ECO. And because all the challenges of economic integration, as we know them, still persist. For instance, the biggest challenge to economic integration in the sub-region is the challenge of non-tariff barriers. The many checkpoints, the many fees, taxes, and levies imposed by the different countries in the sub-region. It remains a major problem to economic integration. And if you talk to any exporter or anybody that is trading in the sub-region, that is the story they will tell you. Then we have the challenge of connectivity within the sub-region. We are not properly linked. We don't have a common railway system. There is no proper link even with the sea and all of that. So these are bigger issues that we should be addressing, not so much the issue of the currency.
I guess we'll have to wait to see how integrated these individuals and these countries are on the way forward with ECO before we can begin to talk about economic integration. Director General, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Muda Yusuf, joined us from Lagos. Correspondent Lara Afolayan joins us from Abuja. Thank you to both of you.